Minshew under pressure, and that's that. Browns take over and win 39-38. That is back-to-back wins for the Browns for the first time since weeks 12 and 13 of last season. The Colts put up 38 in a loss. Browns 4-2 to start this season and get their first win in Indy since 2011.
Myles Garrett, 8 lead changes, maybe 9. I lost count there. On that last drive, what are you thinking in the last 15 seconds?
Hey, time to close the show. One of us got to make a play. And he had the one-on-one on the other side. I was getting the chip. I was like, to find a way. I knew one of us was going to, make that play to end the game. And unfortunately, ZD came in and did what we've seen him do consistently.
You had a thank goodness for Myles Garrett first half, obviously. But what does this say about the entire team to keep battling back, to be able to play when they were moving the ball up and down on you?
Moving the ball, they have a great, rushing offense, and they were keeping us off balance. We made some mistakes, had some penalties. They were to, hit us through the air a couple times, but we kept on bouncing back, kept on fighting. That's why you get those so many lead changes. Guys undeterred to continue to battle and continue to keep on going, playing off each other, offensive and special teams.
Miles, the Cleveland Browns lose Nick Chubb. They lose Deshaun Watson. They get Deshaun Watson back. They lose him again. What can we say about the Cleveland Browns right now after 7 weeks?
Relentless. That's it. Just relentless.
Right. Thank you. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
Relentless is a word that comes to mind for that man in specific. Usually in the NFL, you think, score 38 points, we're going to win a football game.
Should.
38 points, the most ever in a loss, ties that number in Colts franchise history. Colts also under Gardner Minshew, now 0-8 when he throws for 300-plus passing yards. Browns and Colts in Week 7 had all the makings of a classic rock fight. Not so fast. 77 points between these two teams.
Under 39 hook.
Pair of backup quarterbacks leading the way here. P.J. Walker, Gardner Minshew. Minshew 305 through the air, 2 touchdowns, an interception, but in the end, not enough as Cleveland's defense stands up in moments, still allows 38 points here in this loss, but a big part of the points on the Cleveland side of the ledger. And for a moment, we take it back out to the stadium where one of our leading voices of the NFL on CBS spends a moment. Adam Archuleta here with his thoughts. Adam, I mean, help us unravel what we just watched over the last 4 hours here. Head shades of Pac-12 after dark, the back-and-forth nature of it all. Your emerging thought is what?
What happened? I blacked out. I don't know what happened. Listen, what a game. You just never know what you're going to get. And the biggest takeaway from this game really is I thought both football teams were able to handle a lot of adversity, and they didn't let one negative or 2 negative plays or things or events happen and then spiral out of control. They both kept coming back. I loved how Gardner Minshew responded from last week in Jacksonville, how he came out to play today, both with his arms and his legs. And I loved how Cleveland, without Deshaun Watson, remember, P.J. Walker coming in, the way they stuck to their game plan, he had to make some big throws, and that's what he did there at the end. So what a great game by two teams.
It certainly wasn't a great point made there about the momentum. It shifted, but it never slid. Both of these teams exchanging blows to the final moments. Adam, this is an impressive defense here, despite what the scoreboard says in the Cleveland Browns. And watching Myles Garrett is truly watching one of the greats of not just our time, but of all time. How does your process change here when you're watching a game, calling a game, and you got the big fella coming off the edge, can make a play, change a game at any moment?
Yeah, it's one of those things. There's very few players that have the ability to impact a game defensively at any given moment. And that's why they pay the guys up front that can do that so much money. They're that valuable. It really doesn't matter what an offense throws at Myles Garrett. They can chip him. They can try and double team him. He makes plays all over the field. Last week, he had a marquee matchup against Trent Williams. Didn't get a sack, but was as disruptive as you could get. In this game, when they needed somebody to make a play and take it over, he did that. Every single time they needed a play, he came through. I don't know if you could play any better than he played today.
9 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 more QB hits, a tackle for a loss, a pass defended, 2 forced fumbles, 1 in the end zone. I mean, it's spectacular to watch this man stuff the stat sheet on a week-to-week basis. Final thought here on the Colts, because coming into the season, the objective likely was to develop the young talent you had in Anthony Richardson, the quarterback that you spent a prime pick on to get. Looks like he's going to miss the remainder of the season. Now Gardner Minshew's under center. You're a 2-3 team. What does the objective become from here?
I think you just keep doing what you're doing, because I really liked how they came out to play this week. I really do. It was hard to say exactly what you were going to get from Minshew. They didn't play well last week one bit. They came out today, and again, the way they responded, the way Gardner played, the way they were able to hit explosive plays at the, again, #1 defense in the National Football League. They weren't intimidated. They're not a perfect team, but I love the way they're competing, and this has to be a heartbreaker if you're Shane Steichen, Gus Bradley, and the rest of the Colts.
It certainly is. I cheated on both a win and a loss, 3-4 on the season, but this game cheated us nothing. Adam Archuleta, appreciate the time as always.
Of course.
Okay, injuries. Jerome Ford has an ankle injury, is getting evaluated. Alex Wright is in concussion protocol. Deshaun took that big hit on the shoulder. He cleared concussion protocol, but I just did not want to put him back out there. I wanted to protect our franchise quarterback. That was my decision, and that's what it was. The game itself, you know, this is a team that fights. We knew that this was going to be a game, could come down to the wire, and it did. And, I mean, a ton of big plays individually. Obviously, Dustin coming through was unbelievable in that game. I think a long of 58 miles, you know, wreaked havoc on defense and then blocked the field goal on offense, on special teams, which we turned into 3 points, which was a 6-point swing in a game that's tight. To make plays like that was unbelievable. And a bunch of guys just fighting like crazy. I mean, Kareem Hunt jamming it in there on that last play on 4th down. But really proud of those guys. We knew it was going to be hard. A good football team, good AFC football team, so it was good to come out of here with a win. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Can you explain more about the decision to not put Watson back out there? What does this mean for him going forward?
Yeah, you know, he's our starter moving forward. He's our starter in Seattle. It's always going to be my decision to protect our players.
So is he going to practice this week?
Well, I mean, it's Sunday, so I'll update you guys later.
But you don't think he hurt it any worse?
I mean, we'll evaluate all those things like we do, but we'll see.
How do you think he threw the ball?
I'm sorry?
Excuse me. How do you think he threw the ball?
He was in there for only a few plays. Hard to say.
What do you think enabled you guys to maybe lose the time? It seems like a lot of basketball.
That's football. Yeah, it's football. You know, Terry, I mean, you got guys are in and out. Things don't always go your way, and you got to fight. And you got to, in the 4th quarter, if you're down, you got to go on an 80-yard drive. I mean, it's just, that's what this game is. There's not a lot of blowouts in this game. They're close, and you got to be able to win those close ones. So just proud of those guys. Getting a road win was important for us, and I thought the guys did a nice job.